The new kid on the block is a Yaesu FT5D radio. Stick around, we're going to be discussing that today. Yaesu recently came out with a new handheld radio, the FT5D. It was to replace the FT3. Well, how is this radio faring up? Well, so far everyone likes it. So I decided to go ahead and purchase one, and I'm going to go ahead and go through this radio piece by piece, and I intend on making videos on the whole radio itself, but I'm going to do it in smaller segments. What I plan to do is do smaller segments, smaller videos for this radio itself and the different features it has. Now, there are other channels out there that have very long videos that show different setups and everything, and they're very good videos. However, I just feel like it's overwhelming getting all that information at one time, and putting them in smaller sections, you might be able to choose a video you're really kind of focusing on, a feature you want to know more about. Now, with this video, I'm going to go ahead and start just doing the basic overview of when you get the box. I'm going to do an unboxing. I'm going to do a basic setup and just show you around the radio, give you a tour of the buttons and some of the features it has. But for future videos, I'll be pinpointing and going in depth into different features themselves. So let's go ahead and get started, and we're going to start with the unboxing. Okay, here's the box from DX Engineering, and it's got my new Yaesu radio in it. So let's just go ahead and see what we have here. Okay, we got the usual paperwork and the usual stickers and everything from DX Engineering. They send these all the time. That box over here, and here it is, the Yaesu FT5D, right there. And let's just go ahead and open this up and see what's inside. Okay, got your owner's manual here. Okay, got the your USB cable here to hook up to your computer for charging and data transfer. We've got the battery pack, or the belt clip, that is, not battery pack, I'm sorry. The belt clip with some screws in here. Okay, and this is the belt clip, if you want to put the belt clip on it, again with some screws. Got your antenna that comes with it. Well, I'm just not going to open everything up right here. I'm going to get everything out of the box. Got the charger, a power adapter for the charger, the radio itself. This I will take out of the battery, or out of the packaging. Here's the radio itself right here. And also, lastly, in the box, is the battery. And this one, I believe, is a 2200 milliamp hour battery. Not sure if it's got a charge on it or not, but we'll find out. We'll just put this battery in here. Well, I'm going to figure out how it gets on here. This is the first Yaesu radio I've owned before, so I'm not quite sure how these things fit on here, but we'll figure it out. There we go. It's on there. And of course you've got your protective wrapping on the screen here. It does seem like a nice slim, fits nicely in the hand, slim size radio. The only thing I'm gonna have to get used to are these orange buttons. I'm used to having a black hand. I've just never gotten used to orange radios or different colored radios. And let's go ahead and put the antenna on it here. Screws right on there. Crank it up and see if it's got any juice in here. Okay, yeah, we do have some battery power. Push to talk, obviously, that's the orange button down here is the power. Okay, yeah, it's ready to go. I just need to program this bad boy now. And like I said, it feels very nice in the hand, very comfortable, nice and slim. It's got a good weight to it. It feels like it's pretty solidly made. So let me go ahead and put some more attachments onto this thing, and we'll continue from there. Okay, you've unboxed your radio, you've assembled it, you got the battery in, now you're ready to turn it on for the first time. Press your power button here. Your radio comes up and you are greeted with the Yaesu call sign input screen. Now it's not going to let you do anything else until you put your call sign in, so let's go ahead and do that. It's really simple. Just press your menu button here. You'll come up to this screen here where you have all the alphabet and the numerics, the alphanumeric input. Just go ahead and enter. You'll notice that the Yaesu radio will go ahead and enter these letters in capital characters, so you don't have to worry about it. So let me go ahead and put my call sign in. Have to switch the numbers here. Back to letters. Okay, now mine are SR, and that's all in the same group, so I just hit my either forward or back arrow here to skip over. Otherwise, the radio knows you're changing and it'll change it for you. Whoops, I made a mistake. Actually, I made two mistakes here, so let's just back this out. So, alright, just like anybody else can make mistakes. Kind of hard to do when you are doing this at an angle here. There we go. Got my call sign in. Just hit your PTT button to input the call sign. Now you're up to the main screen here. And that's as easy as that is. That's all you have to do to put your call sign in. Okay, now if you're like me, you get the radio out of the box and you start fiddling with the settings, changing the frequencies, searching for this, searching for that. Finally, you've got the radio pretty well figured out, and you realize, what have I done, and what do I need to change, and how do I go about resetting everything or deleting what I've done? So, after you've through experimenting with the radio for the first hour or a couple hours or whatever, there is a way to go ahead and reset this back to the default value, so you can start afresh. You'll have to re-enter your call sign again, but that's not a big problem. I just showed you how to do that. But you can go ahead and just clear everything out, set it back to the factory default menu. And to do so, what you need to do is make sure your radio is turned off. So go ahead and turn your radio completely off. Okay. Now, when your radio is off, you need to simultaneously press the menu, AB, and band key together, then turn your radio on. So we're just taking 3 fingers, or however is comfortable for you. Press those. Turn your radio on. Okay, you'll be greeted with this all reset option right here. You can either say cancel or OK. In this case, I'm going to say OK. Press OK. Takes a second. And there you are, back to your call sign input. And just for S and G's, I'm just going to go ahead and enter my call sign again. even though I just did it a few seconds ago. So let's go ahead and do that. Oop, there we go. Enter or PTT button to enter it. There we are, back to where we were. And resetting my password or my call sign this time was a lot quicker since I didn't fumble finger anything and get the wrong key. Okay, well that's how to go ahead and to reset your radio back to the default settings. So if you do mess something up or something goes wrong, you can go ahead and reset it. Now, I strongly suggest though, if you do have a working code plug for this and or whatever your frequencies are all set, make sure you have them set first before you start messing around with stuff. So if you do have to reset it, you can reload everything back into the radio to get you back to where you were to begin with. Okay, this is going to be an overview of the buttons on this Yaesu FT5D radio. Right here, obviously, you have your antenna. This is the antenna right here. Now, these two buttons here, these are the default settings on the radio. This is your frequency dial, and this is your volume dial. Now, you can swap these two functions out in the radio. You can go into the menu, and you can swap this out. You can make this a volume, and that's the frequency. But the default is, this is the frequency, and that is the volume control. You have your LED lights here for your A band and your B band. Whichever whichever channel you're in, it'll tell you whether you're receiving, green being receive, or red being transmit. So that's for your A band and your B band. Okay, down here we have your menu button here. The menu button, if pressed once, will get you to a that is a short press, that is, will get you to a first menu. A long press will take you to a second menu. Your AB button will let you switch between A and B bands once it's up on the screen. Your band button here will let you choose between your AM, FM, or digital, whatever bands you want to be in. This is your GMX key right here, button right here. You've got your VM button here, which will take you from VFO to memory mode. You've got a program button here where you can program your channels or your frequencies in, and the back button will just take you back to the previous screen. Your microphone and speaker are all all put into this one little area right here. So it's condensed, but the sound is actually in this particular radio is pretty darn good. I've never had the FT3, so I can't tell you from personal experience. Before, I've heard that audio in the FT3 was not the best, but in the FT5 it seems to be pretty well. Okay, on the side here, these buttons we got two distinct buttons here, the orange one and the red one. The orange one is the PTT button. Your red button right here is your power off and on. This also will lock the front of the radio, but I'll show you that a little bit later. By lock, you can turn it on, press this once briefly, and it'll lock the screen so the frequency, if you're on a frequency, you can't change it accidentally. Okay, right up here we have your monitor. This is two function, one for European, one for USA. But in the USA, this is your monitor button. And down here is your squelch control button. You can adjust the squelch on whichever band you're on with this button. And I'll show you how to do that later. On this side of the radio, you have, actually these are flaps that come up. This flap right here is for your microphone. You can have a separate mic or speaker set. Down here you have your different buttons down here. You've got your power button down here, your SD card, and your data card, or data import that is, or port that is. You just pull that up. Again, that's for the USB. You've got the SD card that goes right into here. And this is for your power. Now, this radio does not come with a quick charging stand. I didn't realize it did. I had to order that separately. And I would think for at the time of this recording, this is almost $500 worth of radio. You think they would have included the charger stand, but they didn't. They make that an accessory, so that's another $48 or so. But if you're comfortable just plugging in into here and charging it, that's great. I chose to go ahead and get the stand. Okay, I'm going to give you a brief overview of the buttons and their functions, and that's all I'm going to do in this particular video. I'll go into deeper detail about other things in future videos. I plan on doing a few videos on the FT5 here. So let's go ahead and start with that menu button here. As I said, if you press it once, just briefly, you're presented with this menu here, which will show your transmit, power, home key, reverse, scan, digital receive. Some of these I can't read from this angle. But different digital things. Or you can hit this button down here. It says forward, take you to another screen to give you memory, beacon transmit. That's for your scan, for your GPS and APRS, and different little functions here that you can get to, including the settings on the radio itself. Now, you can either click the back button to get back to that, or you can hit your PTT button. That'll take you back to the main screen. Now, if you take the menu button and you press and hold it, you'll be presented with a totally different menu here. Here's your display, which I said was in the previous menu, but actually it's in this menu. That is where you can change the color on your screen, your lightness or brightness of the screen. Here's your transmit and receive options here, memory options, signal, your scanning, where you can set up scan. You got your GM, wireless, X, configuration, where you can change. This is where you can change. Let me get this back here. Whoops. Sorry about that. Configuration is where you can change, like I said previously, where you can alter the functions. These two buttons make, swap the functionality. That's where you can go into there. Your APS, where you can set your APS or APRS up. You've got your SD card. SD cards where you can go in and actually format the card, set up your card. Your other options, which I have not got onto, and your call sign. So if you actually want to change your call sign after you've already set it, or you don't have to go ahead and reset the whole radio, just hit your call sign. You can enter your call sign there and reset your call sign. You don't have to. If you somehow put in the wrong call sign initially, and you get your radio programmed, and you realize, damn, I put the wrong call sign in, or I transposed something. You can go to this menu and reset it there. You don't have to reinitialize the whole radio to do so. Okay, again, you can hit the back button or just hit your PTT button and that'll take you right out. Your A button, okay, you have your A band and your B band. I say bands, but that's the selector here. You got your A and your B. And with the AB here, you can swap. And then band. Okay, as you can see, it says FM up here. This is where you can change your bands. By pressing that, you can go FM. When it goes to, I'll tell you, get back to it. You saw the FM previously with the line above it. That's FM digital and analog. This is FM analog only. You can go to your different bands here. There's FM analog here. And that's how they're going. See, here's your AM band. It just goes through all the different bands here. That's where we were originally. Again, the B side or the A side has more frequencies you can go to than the B side. The B side, they limit it to just a few different in FM, AM. Back to where we were. See, so you don't have as many options on the B side as you do on the A side. They did that just for a reason, I guess. I don't know. No idea. Okay, now, this I don't have. This is your GM button here. I don't have that set really right, so I have not really fully explored this particular button here. But that'll take you there. Maybe possibly another future video will cover that. VM button right here. Your VM button will actually switch you between VFO and memory. Now, I don't have anything in memory right now, so it's saying all right here. But I don't have anything entered into memory yet. So, but this simply takes you from the VFO mode and memory mode. Programming is when you program your channels when you want to put them in. Of course, we cut the back button. The back button takes us out. Of course, there's no place to back out of at this point. Now, we have different other options in here, and these have to do with actually setting up the channel itself, or setting a frequency, or putting in a frequency. And we're going to cover that into a future video. This video is basically the initial get your radio together, put it up, give you an idea what the buttons do, and then I'll do a little deeper dive in upcoming videos on how to, in fact, my next video I'm going to do is going to be on how to program a frequency here. I will jump a little ahead though. Okay, let's say you want to go ahead and enter a frequency. You obviously notice there's no keypad with numbers or anything like that. And just touching the frequency doesn't seem to do anything. You think, well, how am I going to enter the frequency? And do I need to have programming software to actually program this radio? I can't do it on, with the face. Well, you can. It's not that hard. The only thing that I find, kind of frustrating is the fact that this Yaesu didn't have a default CPS or code plug or programming software. You have to get a third party. I don't know why. At least as of the time of this recording, they, down the road when you're watching this, they may have something up. Right now, as of this recording, had to purchase RT software, RT system software. I've got that for a Kenwood radio and a couple other radios. So, it's good software. But it's another $50 right there. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, I'm going to jump forward just a tad and show you as far as programming. Like I said, you hit the frequency or wherever you want to program it, and it's not programming. You're wondering what the heck, Well, you have to press and hold. Then, now you come up to the programming screen. In this case, I'm going to put in one of my local repeaters. 17. Let's back that up. I made a mistake. 146760. I'm still getting used to this test screen. Alright. And it's already reset. It's already set your offset and everything else in this radio itself. Now, on mode, I want to put it just into FM mode. I don't need the digital or anything like that. So it's in FM mode right there. And that's just one of the frequencies. Let me go to just another frequency to show you another example here. Let me go down to the B mode. Okay, let's go ahead and press. If I can remember the frequency, I'm going to put in our local weather frequency. 162. Nope. 1624. We're trying doing this at an angle. 400.
Becoming southeast.
There we go.
Gusts up to 20 knots.
So
Seas 2 to 4 feet.
that's how
Down
to
and wait 35 seconds.
turn that down here. That's basically a preliminary of how to enter a program on the fly, or not a program, but a frequency on the fly. If you're somewhere you just need to put something in real quick. I'm going to have a future video on how to program this from the screen itself. That's going to be probably the next couple of videos. So that's basically your initial setup and an overview of the buttons. If you have any questions, just let me know. Well, there you have the basic look and feel of the radio. What the buttons are, how to maneuver around the buttons, and where to navigate. I said before, I'm going to go ahead and go into some of these features a little bit more in depth in future videos. But today I just want to go ahead and touch the highlights of the radio itself, and just to give you a feel of what it looks like out of the box. Now, if you're asking my opinion on this radio, well, I'm going to have to take a little bit of time to get used to it. I'm used to having a keypad on the front of the device itself, and like I said before, I think I had said this before, that Yaesu, at least at the time of this video, did not have their own programming software, so you either can have to do it from the face of the radio itself, or you're going to have to get a third-party software such as RT Systems. Now, I had chosen to purchase the RT Systems software mainly because I have a history with them. I have used them before for other radios, and I like my Kenwood and a couple others, and the software works great and there's no problem with it. So I went ahead and decided to spend the extra $50 for the software, and I'll be programming my Yaesu FT5D in this manner. So do you think I'm going to be pleased with this radio? I think I will. And if you're wondering why I bought the FT5, well, be honest with you, I've never owned a Yaesu radio. Not that I thought they were bad or anything. I didn't have anything against them at all. In fact, they've got a very good reputation, but I just had never purchased one. So I also wanted to get into System Fusion. I wanted to test it out. And since I've already tested out, I do test out D-Star and DMR, I want to get my hands on the System Fusion as well. And I figured, what a better opportunity this was with a brand new radio from Yaesu. I'll get my hands on our Yaesu, get comfortable with it, and probably do more videos on that as well. So I know this has been kind of like a quick overview of the radio, and I'm going to go into the radio a little bit more in depth in different videos or future videos, but if I've helped you out at all, made you a little more comfortable with the radio, please consider subscribing, give me a thumbs up on the video, and until then, this is Steve, K4SRF, and I'll see you on the air.